vascular surgeon, a full professor of vascular surgery in Italy. Our center is an hub for the vascular access, so we are involved in a lot of number of patients suffered from chronic kidney disease. Don't change nothing in my clinical practice because I love the DCB and I work with the DCB from 2013. And today I perform probably 600 patients with vascular access stenosis treated with DCB. This trial is a stone mile for the clinician, for vascular surgery, interventional radiology, for patients, because after safety result, after the efficacy, today after 5 years of follow-up of this trial, we have the durability of this type of treatment. So for patients it's a possibility to treat the stenosis in vascular access for more time and reduce the number of retreatment for each year. And another thinking, the cost efficacy for DCB treatment is positive compared to plain balloon. I think today we have a very big amount of evidence, clinical evidence for the use of the DCB like a first treatment for the stenosis in the vascular access. So in my clinical practice, the DCB is the first line of treatment for the stenosis in vascular access, and I hope increase the number of patients in the future treated with the IN.PACT DCB. I think the safety of DCB for the patients, the efficacy, because this trial underline the statistical evidence about the arm treated with DCB compared to a pressure balloon, and then last, very important, the durability. So safety, efficacy and durability for me is the key point for the success of DCB in the words of the stenosis of the vascular access. It's necessary to come back in the pathophysiology of the intimal hyperplasia. The turbulent flow inside the fistula is one of the trigger for the intimal hyperplasia. But the intimal hyperplasia is product from cell, the fibromuscular cell, that migrate from the adventitia to intimal layer and start an active replication with an active production of matrix, collagen. So it's not possible to cure this pathophysiology, this complex pathophysiology events only with mechanical action of plain balloon. It's necessary to add drugs that reduce the replication of the cell and that stop the production of the matrix. This, for me, is the key for convince a new colleagues to use the DCB in the vascular access stenosis. This type of patients, the patients in haemodialysis, the survival time is really linked to the good functionality of the circuit. So please use DCB in the treatment of vascular access stenosis because it's the key point for maintain longer time possible the life of these patients.
Hello, my name's Kate Steiner. I'm a consultant interventional radiologist and I'm currently based at East and North Hertfordshire NHS Trust. I think it's great to see long-term data going out to 5 years from a trial. I think the data is really pertinent to everyone who practices AV access intervention, because one of the big questions that we've had since the publication of the Katsanos paper looking at mortality and paclitaxel data is, are they safe in DCBs? And I really do think that now we have large volume of data from the IN.PACT AV trial out to 5 years, we've answered that question. There is no mortality signal that's been reported, so we can now use them knowing that they are safe in terms of mortality signal in AV Access. So in terms of whether the IN.PACT DCB is standard of care, I don't think we're there yet. I think we're at a point where we need an algorithm, and I think DCBs are definitely in that algorithm. The evidence from the IN.PACT AV data going out to 36 months, seeing that sustained drug benefit, where you would expect when it comes to 36 months that those patency curves should at some point meet or even cross, but they don't. So there's definitely a place for DCB use in an algorithm, and I certainly use them myself. They're in my treatment algorithm. Where they exactly fit, I don't think we're going to be using them in every single patient for every single lesion as yet. I don't think we have the evidence for that quite yet. I think that the data can impact a patient's quality of life because it provides evidence for DCB use. And while I've adopted DCB use in my practice, I know that that's not the same for some of my colleagues. And it does make a difference to our patients because by using a DCB, we can clearly prolong the time between interventions. It's a group of patients that have to come for dialysis at least 3 times a week. And the interventions, they're not pleasant to have an intervention. You know, it's something that is minimally invasive, but it's still invasive. So if we can reduce those interventions, reduce the time that the patient is spending in the hospital, give them some of their own time back, and reduce the number of potentially uncomfortable procedures that we do, that's really clearly a benefit for patients in my view. If I wanted to persuade someone who was opposed to DCB use, I would say come and talk to some of our patients. Our patients are really very well informed, and because we consent for drug-coated technology, especially since the mortality signal, they know that they're having treatment with anti-proliferative therapy. And we do have patients coming back, and they noticed that when I had the drug-coated balloon, I went longer between treatments. And can I have that treatment again? So we do have a few patients who are great advocates for the technology. So they can come and talk to me, but to be honest, they could also come and talk to our patients. And I think they'd probably be a better advocate in many ways.